Welcome back to the channel, Coins Collector and Treasure Hunters. If you're passionate about rare finds, valuable coins, and the fascinating stories hidden in everyday pocket change, then you're in for an incredible ride today. Grab a seat, maybe even your coin collection, because in this video, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing and unexpected treasures in modern American numismatics, the 2010 Lincoln Liberty 1-cent coin. Yes, you heard that right. A coin with a face value of just 1 cent that, under the right conditions, can be worth upwards of $8,000 or even more. What makes this little copper-colored piece of metal so valuable? It's all in the details: minting errors, misstrikes, rare variations, and the tantalizing possibilities that a small mistake from the US Mint could leave behind. So, let's begin this journey into one of the most surprising coin stories of our time. The 2010 Lincoln penny might seem like just another modern coin at first glance. Most of us see pennies every day, and unless you're already a collector, you probably haven't given them much thought. But in the world of coin collecting, even the most seemingly insignificant details can change everything. The Lincoln cent has been around since 1909, and it has gone through numerous changes, both in design and composition. But what sets the 2010 version apart isn't just its aesthetics, it's what went wrong during its production, and how those mistakes turned into gold mines for observant collectors. First, let's talk about the context. By 2010, the United States Mint had just come off the year-long celebration of Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday and the centennial of the Lincoln cent itself. In 2009, the Mint released 4 different reverse designs that illustrated various phases of Lincoln's life, from his log cabin birthplace to his professional life in Illinois, all culminating in the presidency. These special reverses made waves in the collecting world, and anticipation was high for what the 2010 cent would look like. That year, the Mint introduced a new, permanent reverse, the Union Shield design. This stylized image showed a shield with 13 stripes representing the original colonies, topped with a horizontal bar and the word 1 cent boldly inscribed across it. This was meant to symbolize Lincoln's role in preserving the Union during the Civil War, but here's where things get interesting. Even with the excitement of a new design, the transition into mass production didn't go entirely smoothly. Like many coins minted in massive quantities, the 2010 Lincoln cent experienced its share of mishaps. Some of these errors are common and don't add much value, but others are rare, strikingly noticeable, and incredibly valuable to collectors. Among the most valuable of the 2010 Lincoln cents are those with major minting errors. These aren't just slight scratches or discolorations, these are dramatic mistakes like off-center strikes, double dies, and rare variations in the mint mark. Some examples include double dies on the obverse, where Lincoln's profile appears duplicated or has noticeable doubling in his features, or the inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty." If you're lucky enough to find one of these, you could be holding onto something worth thousands. Take the famous double die obverse variety. This occurs when the coin die, the metal piece used to strike the coin, has a duplicated design because of a misalignment during the engraving process. When a coin is struck using this flawed die, it transfers that doubling to every coin it makes until the die is replaced. In the case of the 2010 cent, examples of double die errors show clear signs of doubling in Lincoln's eye, his bow tie, and the surrounding text. These types of errors are relatively rare and can be incredibly valuable. Some collectors have paid several $1,000s for high-grade examples of such errors. Then there are the off-center strikes, where the coin was not properly aligned in the press. These coins can show partial or even missing parts of the design, sometimes revealing a blank portion of the planchet, the unstruck metal disc. The further off-center the coin is, the more valuable it tends to be, especially if it still shows a full date and mint mark. Some off-center 2010 Lincoln cents have sold for several hundred to over $1,000, depending on their condition and how far the strike is off-center. Another type of valuable error involves the mint mark itself. In 2010, the Lincoln cent was minted at several facilities, most notably in Denver and Philadelphia. Philadelphia minted coins traditionally don't carry a mint mark, while Denver coins have a small D under the date. Rare varieties include repunched mint marks, when the mint mark was stamped more than once, often with noticeable shifts. These errors, often abbreviated as RPMs, can make a coin much more desirable to collectors. In fact, coins with strong RPMs have fetched hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction, especially when certified by grading services, but it doesn't stop there. Other errors and varieties include die cracks, where a crack forms in the die used to strike the coin and shows up as a raised line on the finished coin. Die chips, filled die errors, where parts of the design are missing because debris clogged the die, and even transitional errors can also make a coin more valuable. Some 2010 Lincoln cents have been found with issues caused by worn or damaged dies, resulting in ghosting effects, weak details, or distorted lettering. These might not always fetch thousands, but they're certainly collectible, and in pristine condition, they can still bring in impressive returns. Now, what about the specific 2010 Lincoln penny that has made waves by selling for more than $8,000? That eye-popping price tag is usually reserved for coins that check multiple boxes: an extremely rare error, excellent condition, and professional certification. One such coin had a dramatic double die, was graded in nearly flawless mint state by a top-tier grading service, and had exceptional visual appeal. Collectors prize these coins not only for their rarity but for the story they tell, a mistake that slipped through the cracks of one of the most controlled manufacturing processes in the world. Coin grading plays a crucial role in determining a coin's value. Most valuable error coins are not only rare in terms of the mistake but also in their state of preservation. The Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70, is used to grade coins, with anything over 65 considered to be in mint state. A 2010 Lincoln cent with a major error graded MS 67 or higher becomes a major prize for collectors. Add an eye-catching doubling, a clean strike, strong luster, and possibly even a full red designation, referring to the color classification of the copper, and the value skyrockets. The hunt for these rare coins is not only a hobby but a potential financial windfall. You could literally be walking around with a tiny fortune in your pocket and not even realize it. Coin roll hunters and metal detectorists spend hours each week sorting through change, looking for anomalies in cents, nickels, dimes, and quarters. The excitement of finding a rare variety or a dramatic mint error fuels entire communities online and in person. And the thing about modern error coins like the 2010 cent is that they're often overlooked. Many collectors focus on older coins, assuming newer ones are too common to be worth anything. But minting technology, while advanced, isn't perfect. Mistakes still happen, and when they do, the result can be spectacular. The 2010 cent is a perfect example of how a small oversight, an incorrect die setup, a misaligned strike, a jammed press, can lead to a numismatic treasure. It's also worth mentioning that not all 2010 error cents have been discovered yet. The world of coin collecting is vast, and even though it's been more than a decade since the coin was released, new varieties and errors continue to surface. The possibility of uncovering an undiscovered variant is what keeps many collectors in the hunt. There are even rumors and discussions in collector forums about certain 2010 cents showing transitional features from previous designs or compositions, potential evidence that older planchets were mistakenly used during production. While these claims are rare and sometimes unverified, the very possibility adds another layer of intrigue to the 2010 cent. For anyone interested in checking their own collection or pocket change, the best thing to do is examine the coin under magnification. Look closely at Lincoln's eye, the inscriptions, and the mint mark. Use a good coin reference guide or website to compare what you're seeing. If something looks unusual, especially if it involves doubling, missing elements, or strange marks, it could be worth investigating further. And if the coin seems promising, consider submitting it to a grading service for authentication and evaluation. Today, what if I told you that a tiny copper-colored coin, something that most people wouldn't even think twice about tossing into a change jar, could actually be worth thousands of dollars? That's right, a simple 1-cent coin from 2015, something you could easily overlook in your pocket change, could potentially be worth up to $3,000 or more. In this video, we're diving deep into the world of minting mishaps, rare varieties, and the incredible story behind the 2015 Liberty 1-cent USA coin and why certain examples are commanding eye-popping prices in the collector's market. You're about to discover the remarkable reasons behind how a coin with a face value of just 1 cent can achieve such an astonishing valuation, and you might even be inspired to go digging through your own loose change by the end of this. The 2015 Liberty 1-cent coin, more commonly known as the Lincoln cent, carries on a long-standing tradition in American currency. Since 1909, the image of Abraham Lincoln has graced the front, or obverse, of the penny, marking it as one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history. But just like every other year, not all 2015 pennies were created equally. Some of these coins left the mint with unusual features, defects, or anomalies, known collectively in the numismatic world as errors, and these rare deviations are what drive collectors into a frenzy. When it comes to coin collecting, condition, rarity, and demand all play significant roles, but error coins occupy a special category all their own. They combine curiosity with scarcity, and a good story with the thrill of the hunt. Let's break it down. First and foremost, what exactly makes an error coin valuable? There are a few types of mistakes that can occur during the minting process. These include die cracks, die clashes, off-center strikes, double dies, wrong planchets, and even mint mark misplacements or omissions. Each type of error presents differently, and their values vary based on how severe or dramatic the error is, how many such errors were released into circulation, and how many still exist in decent condition today. In 2015, several of these minting errors affected the 1-cent coin in various mints across the country, particularly in the Philadelphia and Denver mints. One of the most exciting error types for the 2015 penny is the double die. A double die occurs when the die, the metal stamp used to strike the image onto the coin, has a slight shift between impressions during its creation. As a result, when the die strikes blank coins, it leaves behind a doubled image in certain parts of the design. On the 2015 Lincoln penny, these double die errors can often be seen in the inscriptions, especially the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," or the date itself. If you examine these features under magnification and notice clear doubling, distinct lines or shadows rather than blurriness, you may be looking at a rare and valuable double die example. In some cases, these coins have fetched hundreds and even thousands of dollars at auctions. Then there's the matter of die cracks. These are literally fractures in the die that result in raised lines on the surface of the coin. On the 2015 penny, collectors have discovered cracks that run across Lincoln's head, coat, or the reverse side shield. While minor die cracks are relatively common and usually don't add much value, more dramatic cracks, especially those that look like lightning bolts or extend across large portions of the coin, can be much more desirable to error collectors. Some even refer to dramatic die cracks as cuds, which are raised blobs that occur when a piece of the die completely breaks off, leading to a significant misprint on the coin. These cuds can make a coin stand out dramatically. Another popular and valuable mistake seen on 2015 pennies is the off-center strike. This happens when the blank planchet, the round metal disc before it's struck into a coin, is not properly aligned with the die. The result is a coin where part of the design is missing, with a crescent of blank metal showing where the die didn't make contact. Off-center strikes can range from subtle to extreme. The more off-center the strike, while still showing enough of the design to verify the date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes. Collectors especially prize coins that are around 50% off-center but still clearly display the date and a part of Lincoln's profile. Speaking of planchets, another fascinating error involves the use of the wrong planchet. While rare, it's possible that a planchet meant for another denomination, like a dime or foreign coin, was mistakenly fed into the penny press. If this occurs, the resulting coin will look and feel very different from a normal penny. It might be smaller, thinner, or have a strange color due to different metal compositions. These wrong planchet errors are exceptionally rare but can be worth serious money, far more than the typical error coin. Now let's talk about mint mark errors. The mint mark is the tiny letter on a coin that tells you which mint facility produced it. In 2015, U.S. pennies were minted primarily in Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, marked with a D. Rare errors have occurred where mint marks are missing, repunched, or misaligned. A repunched mint mark, RPM, happens when the mint mark was stamped more than once in slightly different positions. This is a holdover from older minting processes but can still occasionally show up even with modern equipment. Though rare, such anomalies on 2015 pennies have surfaced, and when they do, they're gobbled up quickly by collectors. What makes all of this even more exciting is the possibility that you could have one of these valuable error coins sitting unnoticed in a jar, a drawer, or the bottom of your wallet. Because pennies are so common and inexpensive, people rarely inspect them closely. But experienced collectors know that the humble penny is often where some of the most intriguing error finds can be made. In fact, it's precisely because of their ubiquity that minting errors sometimes go undetected for months or even years, until someone with a sharp eye and a magnifier happens upon one. Condition also plays a crucial role. The grade of a coin, determined by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, can make a big difference in value. A 2015 penny with a dramatic error in poor condition might still fetch a decent price, but that same coin in mint state or near mint condition can easily surpass the $1,000 mark. Coins that have never been circulated and retain their original luster are particularly sought after. Some collectors specifically seek out unopened bank rolls of 2015 pennies, hoping to find pristine examples of known errors or to discover new ones entirely. Another intriguing aspect of the 2015 penny's value lies in its transitional significance. While the reverse shield design was introduced in 2010 and continued through 2015, this year still marks a phase of adjustment in minting technology and production practices. Subtle variations in strike quality, die wear, and even metallic content testing all contribute to the uniqueness of coins minted in this period. And with advances in error detection and digital magnification tools, collectors are better equipped than ever to identify and classify these coins accurately. Let's not forget about the influence of online marketplaces and social media in amplifying the value of rare coins. A coin that once would have gone unnoticed can now be posted on forums or auctioned to a global audience within minutes. Stories of lucky collectors discovering valuable 2015 era pennies and selling them for hundreds or thousands of dollars only fuel the fire of interest. There have even been cases where a 2015 penny with a prominent double die error was found in pocket change, verified by a grading service, and sold for over $3,000. These real-world examples are not just legends, they're verifiable transactions that continue to add intrigue to the 2015 penny narrative.